Mexican drug lord Elchapo may have been recaptured partly thanks to Hollywood star Sean Penn. The actor secretly met up with the kingpin in a rural part of the country to interview him, a move which helped the authorities locate the fugitive. Penn interviewed him for Rolling Stone magazine, which has tweeted a photo of the two men together. Reports are warning that the following contains flash photography.
This is the story of a Hollywood A-list. Biggest narcotics trafficker in the world, Joaquin Guzman, or El Chapo, who was paraded for the media after his recent recapture. Worth $1 billion, he's now on his way back to prison. In the interview, Penn asks if Guzman's to blame for high levels of drug addiction globally. El Chapo replies, "No, that is false, because the day I don't exist, it's not going to decrease in any way at all." Penn asks him if he's violent. The drugs lord replies, "Look, all I do is defend myself, nothing more. But do I start trouble? Never." Guzman was flown back to the capital, Mexico City. There he's being held in a maximum security prison. But he's already escaped from there once. In July, he was caught on CCTV crossing his prison cell into a hole beneath the shower, down a tunnel on a motorbike and away. 3 months later, it was reported he was seen in Durango, in a Ferrari with his sons. Just days later, he was seen in Cosala, up in the mountains. The net tightening, it's thought he fell off a cliff while being pursued, but was rescued by bodyguards. And his capture on Friday brought to an end 6 months on the run. He tried to escape via a drain, but this time, the drugs lord was captured.
It's unlikely to change anything fundamental because the structure that allows and facilitates these organisations to operate has not changed in any sense. So if you capture a major drug trafficker like El Chapo, or if you assassinate somebody, essentially what that does is it creates a job opening at the top of the organisation.
America wants Joaquin Guzman extradited to stand trial there, and Mexico cannot afford the embarrassment of letting him escape again. El Chapo wants a movie made about his life, hence the contact with Sean Penn. But the authorities were onto him, and so it seems a criminal who'd achieved notoriety was undone, trying to achieve celebrity. Nick Ravenscroft, Sky News.
Joining us now via Skype is Latin American historian Benjamin Smith. Afternoon to you. Do you think it was his vanity that got him in the end then this time?
It seems to be, Lorna. In actual fact, there was a very interesting interview with the former killer of Pablo Escobar, the famous Colombian cartel leader, who said rather presciently about 3 months ago, "I bet it's his vanity that gets him in the end," and it seems to be absolutely true.
Can they keep him?
Now that's a very good question. I think rather a lot of clearly is being made of his escape. They have kept major kingpins in the past. Two big examples would be Felix Gallardo and Ernesto Fonseca, who are kind of the predecessors of Chapo Guzman. At the same time, they've let Chapo escape twice, once in 2001 and once this year, last year. And also, about 2 years ago, they released Rafael Caro Quintero, again, one of his predecessors in the Sinaloa cartel, clearly by mistake. So the US is very worried and thinks that perhaps they can't keep him in jail, which is why I presume they will try very hard to extradite him.
You maybe didn't mean to, Benjamin, but you said let him escape. Do you think it goes right up to the top echelons of the government here as to where his influence is?
Well, I think we have to a certain extent, disaggregate the Mexican government. Clearly, the Mexican government, as in the president and members of the security forces, were very serious about capturing him. That's why they used the Marines, who are really the one trustworthy body within Mexico. However, as far as we know, according to a very good report by Mexico Leaks, it seems that people very high up in the Ministry of the Interior were informed about the escape plan beforehand and did nothing.
Does he still hold the same sway with his gang as he used to, or have others already taken over?
It seems that he does, in that there was a very little bloodshed when he came out. If it was the fact that other people had taken over, one might expect a degree of conflict between Chapo Guzman and these kind of new kids on the block. However, there didn't seem to be. It seems that he still has enormous charisma and enormous power over the Sinaloa cartel.
So what then, Benjamin, will the Americans do about it?
Well, my expectation is they will put enormous amounts of diplomatic pressure and threaten to remove particularly funding for security if the Mexicans don't hand him over. The Attorney General of Mexico has said that they will hand him over after he's fulfilled his sentence in Mexico, which he expects will be somewhere between 300 and 400 years. This will be somewhat conflictive and drawn out.
Yes, indeed. Benjamin Smith, historian, thank you very much for your time.
Cheers. Thank you.